You see robins gathering on your lawn at dawn, but what are they sensing underground? A hidden network of roots, a scent in the soil, a silent language of the earth. Stay to the end, because you'll learn how they uncover a secret beneath your feet. Number 1. Beneath your lawn lies a secret world of movement and survival. Robins walk with deliberate, rhythmic steps, tapping their feet against the earth as if listening to the whispers of the soil. This is not random behavior. It's a finely tuned method for finding food hidden far below the surface. Their feet are not just for walking, they're instruments of detection, picking up the faintest vibrations from wriggling grubs and worms. This ability is so refined, it works even when the prey is 6 inches deep, where the soil is still cold and firm. The robin's quiet persistence tells a story of survival, one that begins with the first thaw of spring. Beneath the surface, the soil hums with life, and the robin's feet become sensitive receivers of that hidden symphony. Each tap sends a pulse through the ground, and each vibration is a clue in a silent game of hide and seek. The bird's feet, covered in tiny nerve endings, can feel the faintest tremor from a worm's wriggle or a beetle's crawl. This is not just a way of finding food, it's a survival tactic honed over centuries, allowing robins to thrive even when the earth is still cold and hard. What this means for you is that your yard is not just a patch of grass, but a living network of life waiting to be noticed. As the sun warms the ground and the earth softens, the robin's tapping becomes more precise, almost like a conversation with the soil itself. This is the moment when the network of life beneath your lawn begins to reveal its secrets. Every footfall is a question, and the ground answers in ripples and tremors. The bird listens, and from that listening, it finds nourishment. But this skill comes at a cost. Each step requires energy, and each missed vibration could mean a missed meal. And yet, the robin persists, knowing that the next tap could mean the difference between life and hunger. What lies ahead in this hidden world, only time will tell. Number 2. The secret language of soil. Beneath your feet, in the quiet earth, lies a hidden map that robins read with their beaks. These birds don't just scratch the ground, they interpret its whispers. Specialized receptors in their beaks pick up chemical signals from underground fungi and roots, acting like an underground GPS. This ability allows them to find food in scattered urban landscapes where survival is a daily challenge. What this means for you is that every time you see a robin probing the ground, you're witnessing a tiny detective at work, decoding the Earth's secrets in real time. The beak of a robin is more than a tool, it's a sensory marvel. Inside, tiny receptors detect moisture and nutrient levels deep in the soil, like a built-in meter. This is how they navigate through lawns, parks, and gardens, finding worms and insects without sight. Their ability to read the soil's chemical language is a survival trick honed over millennia, allowing them to thrive even in the harshest of human-modified environments. It's a silent dance between bird and earth, where every sniff and probe is a step toward nourishment. In the dead of winter, when food is scarce, this ability becomes a lifeline. Robins use their beaks' chemical sensors to locate buried insects and roots, even under layers of snow and ice. It's a strategy that has been fine-tuned by nature, giving them an edge in unpredictable environments. But the real story is in the quiet moments, when they pause and listen to the soil. What comes next? The next secret of survival, waiting just beneath the surface. Number 3. Why do robins gather in the early morning? At dawn, when the world is still cloaked in silence, these birds form small flocks, their movements synchronized like a dance. This behavior is not random, it's a survival strategy. By grouping together, robins share information about food sources, increasing their chances of locating nourishment quickly. It also helps them detect potential threats, as more eyes and ears mean greater awareness of danger. In your yard, this might look like a few robins pausing mid-flight before descending together to the ground. What this means for you is that the early morning is a time of collective intelligence in the avian world. Robins listen intently, their heads tilted slightly, as they pick up on vibrations from the soil worms moving just beneath the surface. By pooling their senses, they can find food faster than they would alone. This cooperative foraging is especially vital during the breeding season when young mouths demand more food. The flock's silence is not emptiness, but a network of communication, each robin acting as a node in a shared survival strategy. Yet, this behavior carries risk. Predators too can detect the movement of a group, but the robins have a way of turning that vulnerability into strength. They scatter quickly, but not before each bird has had a chance to relay crucial information to the others. This moment when a flock hesitates, listens, and then moves as one is the thin line between survival and danger. What this means for you is that your yard is not just a place to watch birds, but to witness the delicate balance of trust and strategy in the wild. And tomorrow you may see the same birds again, ready to share the next secret. Number 4. The role of earthworms in a robin's winter diet is a silent dance of survival. As snow blankets the ground, robins must find sustenance in the frozen world. Earthworms, hidden beneath the soil, become their lifeline. These birds have evolved an extraordinary sense of smell, allowing them to detect the scent of earthworms even when they're buried deep underground. This ability is especially crucial in winter, when food is scarce and the cold makes foraging a challenge. What this means for you is that your yard, with its rich soil, can be a hidden haven for these resilient birds. Robins are not just relying on sight, they use a finely tuned olfactory system to uncover their prey. Even when the earth is frozen or covered in snow, their noses guide them to the hidden world beneath. This behavior is more common in areas where the soil is moist and rich with organic matter, as these conditions help preserve the scent of earthworms. By following the scent trail, robins can dig through the soil with precision, minimizing energy expenditure in harsh conditions. It's a strategy that has been refined over generations, allowing them to thrive where others might struggle. Even in the deepest freeze, the robin's nose remains its most trusted tool. The Wildlife Conservation Society has noted that this behavior is not just a seasonal adaptation, but a critical survival mechanism during the most difficult days of winter. As the snow deepens and temperatures plummet, these birds must rely on their instincts more than ever. Their ability to sense and dig for earthworms keeps them alive when food is buried and scarce. And as the days lengthen, this skill will be just one of many that will help them prepare for the spring ahead. Number 5. The mystery of the dug-up lawn. Beneath the surface of your yard, a silent battle unfolds. Robins, with their sharp, curved beaks, are natural excavators, probing the soil in search of grubs, worms, and insects hidden just below the grass. Each tiny hole they create is a clue to their hunting strategy, revealing a world unseen by the human eye. This is a carefully choreographed dance of survival, where every movement is purposeful. A single robin can dig up to 2 square feet of lawn in a day, a testament to their relentless foraging. What this means for you is that those holes are not signs of damage, but evidence of life. The dug-up patches often appear near fallen leaves or compost piles, where the soil is rich and the insect life is abundant. Robins are drawn to these areas not by chance, but by instinct, an inherited knowledge passed down through generations. These birds are not just foraging, they are engineering their own meals, turning the lawn into a hunting ground with every step. Their beaks are perfectly adapted for prying and probing, allowing them to extract prey from the tightest crevices. This behavior, though disruptive to the eye, is essential to their survival, ensuring they find enough food to fuel their daily activities. You might see this as a disturbance, but to the robin, it is a lifeline. Each dug-up patch tells a story of survival, of a bird balancing the needs of hunger with the risks of exposure. Even though they are small, robins face the challenge of finding food in a world that is not always easy to read. The methodical digging is not a flaw. It is a brilliance, a way to access hidden nourishment when other food sources are scarce. As the sun moves and the day wears on, these tiny excavators continue their work, reshaping the landscape with every careful strike of their beak. What comes next is not just a matter of survival, but a lesson in how even the smallest creatures shape the world around them. Number 6. The silent dance of survival. In the hush of a forest floor, where shadows stretch long and silence is thick, robins perform a ritual so delicate it goes unnoticed. They do not speak in words, but in rhythms, a soft, melodic tapping of the beak, a low, rolling call that echoes through the underbrush. This is their language, a way to tell others where the worms are buried, where the berries are hidden, and where danger might be lurking. It is the dance of survival, woven in sound and motion, performed in the unlikeliest of places, your yard. What this means for you is that every time you hear a robin's call, you are listening to a language of survival, ancient and unbroken. These calls, low and rhythmic, are more than just sounds. They are signals of cooperation. In thickets and thick woods, where the eyes of a predator might be hidden, a single robin's call can draw the attention of others, guiding them toward food and away from danger. It is not a loud proclamation, but a whisper that carries through the air, binding the birds together in an unspoken alliance. This subtle communication is especially vital in environments where visibility is limited and survival depends on knowing when to move, when to stay still, and when to trust another bird's instinct. Watching this unfold in your yard reveals a world of cooperation that is both intricate and elegant. Yet, there is a cost to this silent dance. In the moment when a predator strikes, or when the call is misinterpreted, the survival of the group is tested. These calls must be precise, and the robins must trust one another implicitly. It is a test of timing and instinct, a fragile balance between cooperation and survival. In your yard, this unspoken language continues, a reminder of the resilience and intelligence that lives just beyond your window. And as you watch, you begin to wonder, what other secrets does this dance hold, and how will they shape the next moment of survival? In the dead of winter, when the earth is frozen and food is scarce, the robin's beak becomes a tool of discovery. It digs with patience, not just for worms, but for the promise of life beneath the surface. Each clump of soil is a question, each probe a prayer. In that moment, the robin is not just a bird, it is a keeper of ancient secrets, a guardian of the unseen. And when it finally finds what it needs, it doesn't just eat, it remembers. It knows that survival is a story told in silence, and it is listening, always listening. There is a moment, just before dawn, when the world holds its breath. The robin, too, stills itself. It is not safe yet, not until the last shadow of night fades into the horizon. In that fragile moment, it must decide to move forward or to wait. But the robin has learned the rhythm of the earth, the language of the soil. It moves not with haste, but with the grace of one who knows the cost of waiting. And as the first light touches its feathers, it breathes deep, steady, and full of life. It has listened, and it has survived. What do you think robins are sensing in your yard? Share your thoughts in the comments and let us know what strange bird behaviors you've noticed. I'll see you in the next one.